Good morning, our beloveds. Our another's physical body has really taken another hit for the worse, making it difficult to function in some ways, but that does not in any way affect her ability to channel for us, through us, to us, in us, seeing us as we are. The beauty is when your physical body is depleted and distressed and making not enough energy to get you up and about doing stuff in your crazy lifestyle fashion where you all so busily do things that really don't at the end of the day matter at all. It is your journey to find what is important, and that is to go within. So if you cannot go to that space where you're constantly physically active because your body finally says no more and forces you in one way or another to go within, well, then go within with full attention to detail, meaning as much attention as you focus on the outer world. I must do this, I must say that, I must complete this. If only you all would put that same level of effort to going within, you would be amazed at the miraculous messages that would come through, the guidance, the sonar beats and beeps, the messages that your heart, your soul, your entire being needs to hear more than anything else. But you all start your lives with a lot of busyness, and then you kind of wind down with time saying, it is simply that I am old, but it is not that. It is simply that you are depleted. There are certain indigenous cultures where they take care of their health and their well-being throughout their entire lifetime. And at the age of 100, they have as much energy, but much more wisdom about where they wish to put their time, their effort, their expenditures. So we want you all to pay attention now as you are moving from the year of the 5 to the year of the 6, how you wish to spend your energetic coins. So today we will focus on money. Money is simply energy in exchange for one item for another, right? You go to the store and you give money to purchase the goods that you desire. You go to your job, you give your time, and in exchange you get money. So it is all a manner and a medium of exchange, meaning that you give your time for it and you use it to purchase your lifestyle. So now what if you were to recognize that your time and your effort is your greatest resource, and that you should really honor it and not give it away frivolously? What if you only had 100 coins for an entire lifetime? Would you spend the majority of it in the first half of your years, thereby only leaving a small residue for the remaining half? Or would you say, I think I'm going to be more thoughtful about where I invest my time, with whom I invest my time, and why I invest my time? Most of you, honestly, offer your time because you get something in return. It may be time with a friend where you get friendship in return, but what is it that you get from that particular friendship versus another person where you invest less time? What is it that you are looking for in exchange for your time and effort? It is therein that you will find your greatest lesson that man has, for the most part, not unearthed. And it is not because this person makes you feel good or makes you feel needed or makes you feel valuable that it somehow fills your karmic bank account. We're having a difficulty connecting with the specific words because it is an energetic imprint which we are trying to put into a construct which, from your all's perspective, doesn't exist yet. In the past, there was one exchange for something in return, and in this new energy, it will be an exchange for something vastly different. What you all cannot see is that the imprint of Mother Earth has changed. So if, for example, you take in a huge breath, expecting the perfect blend of oxygen as well as other components, but it ends up being a poisonous gas, you would be surprised because you would gasp and attempt to breathe some more, thereby poisoning yourself some more, ultimately dying. So your expectation of what has always been there and how the universe has been in balance, meaning you breathe in one item, you breathe out another item, you breathe in an item, you breathe out another item. It has been, for the most part, in reasonably healthy balance, meaning there was enough oxygen, enough Sauerstoff for you all to continue to exist. But what if in this new world, it was like being on the moon or another planet where the oxygen was not sufficient to offer you the life-sustaining force required in order to remain alive? So this is what we are sharing with you now, that the actual imprint of what Mother Earth offers you has changed so much that what sustained you in the past no longer will. You will need to be much more thoughtful and generous with how you spend your time, but also have realistic expectations about what you will receive in kind. It will no longer be what it was, and it will be different for each of you, meaning that for some of you, your exchanges will actually be more positive because what you will be receiving in exchange for your time and your goods and your effort is more harmonious, more beneficial, more loving. And then there's another subset of you who will be getting less in kind, less than you expect, demand, feel that you deserve. And this is what we are going to share with you now. We have talked about the karmic bank account ad nauseum about a year and a half ago. Now you will understand what that means. For those of you who have an overdrawn bank account, your bank account is going to be charged ever so slowly, meaning that you will no longer be able to extract from the universe those things that you have extracted in the past based on your way of manipulating the energy. You will no longer be able to manipulate people like you did in the past. And what this will result in is that you will get more of your own karmic backlash. There were so many of you who were so adept at this, and we're going to specifically call out the narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths, and sadists. We know that these are just terms and others who fall into this general category, but this helps you to understand the basic premise upon which this new concept is built. In the past, the vibration of the patriarchy allowed those to take advantage of others. So the energetic exchanges were always unfair and imbalanced. And now that will no longer work, meaning that you will not get in return what you expect or demand. And you will be highly dissatisfied, and you will be highly dysregulated, and you will be burning many bridges because of this reaction that it garners in you, because you will no longer be able to take advantage of others as you have done in the past. But it is finally here to teach you to become a better person. If you continue to put your hand on a hot stove or a hot flame, you will eventually learn not to do that, because the feedback response is so painful. And for those of you who have been taken advantage of more in the past because of your kind and generous nature, because you were trusting and believed in the goodness of others and were constantly receiving less in exchange than you were giving, well, the universe is going to bring a different balance, meaning that you will now get in return what you are karmically entitled to. And so what this means is, for those of you who have bank accounts that are in the positive, meaning you have been kind and loving and helpful, you will now begin to gather interest on that, meaning that you will get more rewards from the universe. And for those of you who have loans that have been outstanding for pretty much your entire lives, well, we're going to begin to charge interest on that, as well as call in those loans. You will begin to feel what this karmic rebalancing looks and feels like. It is not going to feel good for a lot of you, but it is necessary in order to bring the universe, not only planet Earth, back into balance, because your energetic imprint is now rippling out to the universe, and what is out in the universe is rippling back into you, meaning that karma will have a bigger impact on your future expressions. And may those of you who are in the more negative side of the balance sheet recognize what's going on and maybe adjust your own behavior and your own expectations to be that of love. As we have said multiple times in the past, it is as simple as you calling out and inviting us in and expressing a desire for us to guide you in this process rather than your ego guiding you. And if you choose not to, that is fine. As always, it is your choice, it is your experience. But just know that the light is going to really begin to shine on everything that has been hidden for too long. As many of you know, Desmond Tutu died recently, and he will now, from the other side, begin to assist Mother Earth in this process, which is to shine a light on what has been hidden in order to bring truth into transitory expression. Truth is not what you believe it to be. Truth simply is. If you abuse someone and you don't believe it's abuse, it doesn't matter whether you believe it's not abuse. It simply is, because it harms another. And there will be so many of you who have denied the harm that you have caused to others because you were incapable of healing from it and acknowledging its existence. And we will now share with you that there will be a massive unveiling where we pull the veil back to expose all that has been hidden. And if you don't want this painful journey, we encourage you to begin your own journey of healing. Otherwise, the universe will express this for you. Desmond Tutu will be a great leader in this area, showing more and more of what needs to be resolved in order for Mother Earth to return to and remain in balance. It is the wobble period that we spoke of that you recently moved through. And once the wobble is gone, you can once again see with pinpoint accuracy, and that is where we are now, to shine a light with precision, laser-like precision, on what needs to be burned off. The cancer that has infected this planet. So just be prepared for whichever side of the equation that you find yourself on, and many blessings as we almost enter into the new year. And so it is. Namaste.